Elise Alley live in Studio A with Mac DeMarco, who is back with another one, a new mini album, described by the man himself as a fantasy love album. Is that correct?
Something like that, I guess, yeah.
Sure.
Just love songs,
Yeah, I hear you. He's here today with us, and his band is here. They're going to play us some of the new songs from the record, and we'll talk about it as well. Mac, thanks so much for trooping all the way up to the Bronx. I know you live very far away from us.
It's okay. We slept in Greenpoint last night in Brooklyn, so it wasn't as far as it would have been, but it was still pretty far. But, it's okay. It's nice up here, so it seems okay to me.
It's not so bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice here. So why don't you introduce your crew? Tell us who you brought with you and what they're playing.
Today we brought Joe McMurray, who plays the drums. We brought Andrew Charles White, who plays the guitar. Pierce McGarry plays the bass. And a new addition, John Lent, who I've known since I was a young man. He's playing the keyboards now. And we also brought my girlfriend, Kira McNally, and our booker/manager, Michelle Cable.
You're rolling deep here.
Yeah.
You got a big crew.
I told Michelle last night, because I was pretty drunk last night. I was like, if you don't come, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it.
This whole thing may unravel, so big up to Michelle.
That's right.
For making this happen.
Mm-hmm.
Did those guys play on the record with you, or did you play everything yourself?
I play by myself when I record, yeah.
You play by yourself? You clearly play nicely with others, though. Is this your normal touring band?
Yeah, the three guys, the drummer and the bass player and the guitarist, have been playing with me for a pretty long time. Andy joined last August, so it's been about a year. And John, has just joined, but they'll be with me till the end.
Nice,
maybe.
Nice.
We'll see.
But you like to just record everything on your own, and then hand them the pots?
Yeah.
You self-taught musician?
I took guitar lessons for maybe a year when I was pretty young, but then my teacher was like, "Hey, you got the chops. Let's turn you into like Joe Satriani." And I was like, "I don't really want to do that," so I didn't do it.
What about the other instruments?
Everything else I kind of just learned how to do, but I can't really. I mean, I can play the drums okay. I can play the bass because it's like a guitar. Keyboard, I can't really play, but I like that because then it's like I don't really know what I'm doing. I can figure out weird things by accident, maybe. So that's okay. But just fiddling around.
Your grandmother is a opera singer, right? Or was an opera singer?
Yeah. Well, she's still kicking, but she's not really singing.
She's not singing anymore?
Not really.
Not
no.
professionally, but I bet she's still singing.
I mean, around the house, yeah.
Sure.
She did her last real concert maybe 3-4 years ago or something. Maybe longer than that. How old am I now? Jeez.
25?
Something like that, yeah.
All right. Did you see your grandmother perform?
Yeah, a bunch of times, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she was great.
And I understand that in the beginning, your mom tried to get you into music, and you were like, get away from me, I just want to play video games.
Well, she sort of did. I think my whole family was kind of like, hey, how about piano lessons this year? And I'm like, no way. Because my whole family's musicians, so I didn't really want to do it.
Oh, the whole family's musicians.
Well, in some respect or another. My grandma is a professional working musician, raised a family off that. My grandpa was a sax player, working guy. My aunt played in all these bands when she was younger. Used to tour a lot. My mom, she plays a little bit, but she never was really a working musician or anything. But everybody plays a little bit. So I was like, no, it's not for me. Then I tried it and I was like, oh, this is why everybody does this, because I guess we're kind of good at it or something. It's easy. So
it comes naturally to you.
Yeah.
So when was that? Was that around high school?
I first picked up a guitar when I was 13 or something.
You were into it at that time?
At that point, it was the cooler dudes in the junior high were like, yeah, we're learning how to play guitar. Check it out. And I was like, whoa, maybe if I learn to play guitar, I can maybe get a girlfriend or something.
A lot of musicians say that the reason they started was just to pick up chicks.
Yeah.
And it's been working for you, right?
Well, I don't know. 14-year-old boys and stuff seem to really be into me, which is... I'm fine with that,
That's cool. Hey, man, there's no such thing as bad press.
That's right.
That's cool.
But yeah.
On this new record, at the end of it, you give out your home address. And before the record even came out, it leaked. And people started showing up at your house.
Yeah.
Who was the first person to show up at your house?
It was two brothers from Staten Island. I don't remember their names. One of the kids, the older brother worked at Google, I think, at the city, in the big building in the city. And yeah, because it hadn't even leaked when they came, but he just hacked into iTunes somehow and just downloaded it that way.
And you don't mind about that?
I don't care, especially when an album leaks or whatever. Some bands get pretty stressed out. My label kind of gets stressed out sometimes. I'm sure most labels do, but I don't care. If I could, I would put the songs out right after I made them. So
if you could, would you do a U2 thing and just sneak it into everyone's iTunes?
I wouldn't do that.
That's a bit intrusive, eh?
Yeah, it's a little bit weird, but I would give it away for free though. I did it with another little. I did an instrumental EP a couple weeks
some
ago.
Other ones.
So I put that out for free.
That was real nice of you.
Well, why not, right?
Give back to the people, Mac.
Sure,
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, why don't you give us one right now? What will you perform for us?
We're going to play a song called No Other Heart.
One, two, 1, 2, 3.
No Other Heart here in Studio A from Mac DeMarco. That is a track that lives on his new record, Another One, which is out now. I'm Elise Ali, talking with Mac DeMarco about this new record and his whole journey. Let's go deep, man.
Boom, baby.
So you did an interview with the Wall Street Journal.
Mm-hmm.
This is interesting. Wall Street Journal. They christened you. They have like a little nickname for you.
What is it?
They call
Probably
you
Goofy Slacker or something. Or...
No, it's actually pretty cool. They call you the Bill Murray of indie rock.
That I can appreciate that.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Big fan of Bill, so.
Who isn't?
Yeah.
Evil-natured robots.
There you go.
Only them. Where do you reckon that comes from?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll tell you where I think it comes from.
Okay.
So I think it's because you have this friendly persona, really happy and jokey.
Uh-huh.
But then your music is pretty serious.
Okay.
So it's like the duality there.
That works. I like that.
It probably has something to do with your videos, too.
I was having a good time, you know.
I know, man.
Yeah.
So I just recently saw the video to Another One, and you brought all your instruments down to the water.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right by where you live?
I was playing the drums in it's like a crappy little beach beside my house.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like not the kind of beach you'd swim in, but it is a sort of a beach. Just played the drums down there. One played the bass out in the ocean on the other side of the peninsula or whatever. Just kind of tooting around the neighborhood, you know.
Tell me about that day.
Me and Kira were just like, I think it would be a funny video if I was playing keyboard in the water. So I was like setting up my keyboard out in the bay, and like, you know, the waves would come in, I'd have to hold it. Then we realized that I could probably just sit in the backyard and make it sort of look like I was playing it in the water. And then we didn't end up using that much of the stuff where I was actually like, you know, waist deep in like murky, disgusting bay water. But it was a fun day.
Did you mess up any of your instruments by bringing them into the water?
My DX7 doesn't work anymore, so I got to get another one.
It was totally worth it though, right?
I guess so.
You have this really creepy Michael Jackson mask in the video. You also have some other creepy masks, don't you? Don't you have like some Homer Simpson?
I have a Homer mask, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a collection of creepy masks?
It's my roommate, Matt. He has a lot of masks. He does, I live with this guy. He does the visual art for the guy Juan Waters on my record label. He collects all kinds of weird stuff, so he has these masks. He has all these, like, a lot of, like, luchador masks. He has a bunch of wrestling dolls, comics, you know. It's kind of like a grown kid in a way. It's pretty cool. I like
that. So you live with this guy? Mm-hmm. And you live with your girlfriend, too?
Mm-hmm.
So before you decided to put your address out there, did you have, like, a family meeting, a family house meeting to be like, listen, I'm going to do this?
No, I didn't do that.
Because, you know, you're not home. Maybe your roommate's home, and all of a sudden these people are showing up to your house.
Well, the kids got to check if I'm on tour before they come. A lot of people have been coming, and they don't check if I'm on tour. So, you know, then it's not really even my fault that they missed me, you know. But if they do come and I'm there, then I will, you know, give them a cup of coffee, and it's fine, you know.
That's so nice. What about kids who are coming and they don't drink coffee? Do you have other beverages you could offer?
I don't know, water.
You're such a good host. This is so Canadian of you.
I know,
Canadians are so polite.
That's right.
They do
That's
that.
what they say. It's what they all say.
Let me tell you something. I never met a Canadian I didn't like.
That's nice.
And I've met at least 2 of them.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of Canadians I don't like, but... You know,
oh, really?
I'm from there, so
I don't want you to introduce me to them. I want to keep this roll going. So, you're originally, obviously, from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And you moved around a bit in Canada as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about all your moves, because you got a lot of moves.
Yeah, I moved to Vancouver when I finished high school. Not for any reason, just kind of like, you know, I got to try something out, you know. Kind of felt like I had run the whole racket on my city or whatever, Edmonton. I was like, you know, everybody's leaving, you know. Went to Vancouver, met a bunch of people there, started playing shows a lot, and then started going on tour from there. And then I was like, hey, the shows in Montreal are pretty good. Maybe I'll move there. So I moved to Montreal for a couple of years after that. Didn't really like it there that much. And then I kind of packed all my stuff up with Kira, and at the end of a tour, we kind of just wound up in New York by accident in a way. And yeah, and I've been here for a couple of years, and it's probably time to go somewhere else, but I don't really know.
Is that right? You're going to leave us?
Maybe at some point, yeah. But I don't know when. You know.
And you moved around within New York as well. You had a really crappy apartment, I hear.
Well,
I've never been to it, but I've heard you talk about it being cramped and...
It was, I mean, it's I wouldn't call it crappy, but it's like, the nature of it is you know, it's like kind of like a DIY space style, you know, like kind of a warehouse reappropriated to have people live in like little built rooms with drywall and stuff, so... It was like a space more than it was an apartment. But yeah, I mean, it was like kind of dirty and there was like roaches and stuff. But it was really cheap. And it was cool to live with like a whole bunch of guys that have been making like... It was like kind of like the noisy scene that some of those PC worship guys. And I don't know. It was interesting. I don't really fit in with their music. I think maybe they're a lot like more... You know, heavy, yeah. But really cool guys. Like all those guys a lot. Andy, my guitarist, still lives there. So
you know, we're talking about this duality within your music and your personality. I mean, I think if someone just sort of met you and had not listened to your music, I think they probably would think that you would make louder music or like really crazy heavy music. But your music's pretty chill. It is. But then when we play it live, that's when we pump it up a little bit. That's when you pump up the jams.
Because it's a rock and roll show, you know. It's not some like we're not playing in a Starbucks or something. You know?
But you do have a very specific sound, especially your guitar sound, that you have a great love for. It's kind of like that wobbly, vintage sound with like chorus and... Are you recording to tape?
Everything goes to tape, yeah. Just use weird, like you're saying, chorus effects. Play weird old guitars. Well, now I'm playing a nice... Started making money, so I bought myself like a dad guitar, like a nice old Strat.
A nice dad guitar?
Oh, yeah. But,
dropped a lot of money on that guy?
Yeah, it was a lot of money.
But don't you still have love for your old beat-up guitars?
Oh, I do, yeah. But
do you have a big guitar collection?
Not really. I try and keep it kind of small. The one guitar that I used to play all the time, I still have, but it's a little bit too messed up to take on the road. Breaks strings a lot. It's like cracked down the middle. You know, and I want to keep it for a long time, so I can't really bring it out or else it'll get destroyed. But, you know, got my fancy dad Strat now, so it's all good.
Nice, right on. You want to play your fancy dad Strat right now?
Yes. We will play a song called Just to Put Me Down.
All right.
Couldn't be from me down, picking me up. Honeyman.
Just to Put Me Down here in Studio 8. That's right. From Mac DeMarco. That is a song that's on the new record, Another One, which is out now. Drop the title in that song, too.
Mm-hmm.
A little reference there.
That's right.
I see what you did there. And I approve.
God bless.
Thank you for blessing me. I didn't even sneeze. Also, listeners, there is a free instrumental album called Some Other Ones, which Mac put out, 9-track instrumental album, and you're calling it a barbecue soundtrack.
Not specifically as a barbecue soundtrack, but then I played it at that barbecue I had in Brooklyn. So
Right.
now, yeah, it was the soundtrack to that barbecue.
So he had a barbecue in Brooklyn where he's grilling up hot dogs
Mhm.
and hamburgers. Anything else on the grill?
We're running out of stuff, so we had to get kind of creative. We were doing,
Pineapple, perhaps?
we were putting tortillas on there
Ooh.
because we had no buns left, so it was tortillas that we got from the taco truck across the street. So, but it worked pretty good, like a tortilla dog instead of like a bun. You got to do what you can. We had a lot of kids show up, so
Yeah. But you raised a lot of money.
we did like food bank donations.
Yeah.
So
Oh, so it was just food. So people were bringing cans of food?
yeah, but we got a lot, so it was good.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That
I
is
never
so...
have to buy groceries again. Just kidding. It went to the right place.
You're such a nice guy. And you also support Willie Mae Rock Camp for Girls.
Mhm.
Tell us what you did there.
It was around Christmas time, and I was like, I gotta get a new pair of these shoes. These ones are really, really bad. And they are these Vans that I'm always wearing. They last for maybe 3 months, 4 months. If I'm playing a lot, they get shredded, So with the pair I had around Christmas, I was like, I'm gonna sell these on the internet. That'd be kind of funny. I wonder if anybody will buy them. But for something that stupid, like I knew that people would bid on it, but for something that stupid, it was like I don't want to, keep the money to myself. Like that's just very strange. So I didn't really know. I was like, what charity would I do? And then I found out about Willie Mae, and I had a bunch of friends that used to volunteer and do work for the kind of a similar charity in Vancouver. So I found that one. I was like, hey, it's the same vibe, cool, do that. So I sold the shoes. They went for like a lot of money, like 21 grand or something.
That's crazy.
But the thing is, the kid that had the final bid, it was the first day I got to Tokyo when we were on tour. He didn't pay. He didn't pay for the shoes. And I have his address, so I will give him a beatdown next time I'm in San Diego. But it's fine. The thing that happened was I ended up donating like 10 grand, and then Vans, the shoe company, matched that, so the full amount was still gotten to the charity. And I mean, it's completely ridiculous. With I don't blame the person for
Not paying
Not paying.
$10,000
Yeah.
or $20,000 for some old shoes.
Yeah. But I mean, it was a fun little spectacle, and I had a good time with it. So there you go.
You also have another contest going on right now for the best cover of Another One. And the winner of this gets 69 cents. How'd you come up with that money amount?
Well, the 69 refers to like maybe a bedroom move that a lot of people probably indulge in sometimes.
I've never heard of this.
It's
Okay.
kind of like yin yang style. Anyway, those ideas are always like the shoes and this. The stupider the idea, the more likely it comes from me being bored at my house. But it's fun for me to see all these videos, and like it's nice too because there's not 69 cents isn't really a prize, and I didn't even put a deadline, so I don't know if anyone will ever even win. But it's like. It's nice to see that kids are just willing to have a little fun, like, take a bit of time out of their day and record something. I think it's like, just getting, people to have fun. So it's nice,
And more about the kids, you did a record release show, which was an all-ages show at Baby's All Right here in New York City, in Williamsburg. But you performed under the pseudonym Harry Potter and what was it?
Chamber of Secrets, I think.
Are you a big Harry Potter fan?
I'm not a big fan, but yeah, I like the movies, and I read it when I was growing up. I don't know why we chose that. I think we were thinking it would be funny if we dressed up as wizards, but we didn't end up doing it. Word got out though, and people knew that we were.
It was packed, I heard.
Yeah, it was cool. And John, is new to the band, so it's like, hey, let's do a little show, and especially with the new songs, try the new songs, and then we can go do the big show. So it was nice. And the people at Babies are our homies, so we're like, yo, can we do a show? And they're like, yeah, sure, don't worry about it.
Of course. So we're talking about touring. What was the first? Because I know you're a big fan of the tours, right? Mm-hmm. You love going on tour, right? Mm-hmm. What was the first tour experience that made you realize this is so much fun?
The thing about touring is I thought I kind of held it in high regard. Like, how do you do that? How does that work? And then eventually in Vancouver, I was meeting people in the scene, and I told this guy that was going to put my record out, like, I want to go on tour. And he was like, oh, okay.
Which record are you talking about?
Really old record. What was it called? Heat Wave, like one of my first EPs or something. I made it on CDR and gave it out to a bunch of people. But yeah, he was like, "Oh, go with Japan Droids," This is before they had this is right when they were blowing up. But yes, we went with them. We had my friend Ryan with us, who just was there to hang out. We had my friend Brendan, because I didn't have a driver's license yet at that point. Borrowed my mom's car and drove to New York and back, and it was amazing. It was great. And then from there on.
But what was what was there a moment where you were like, "Oh God, I get it"?
I mean, it's just it's just from the get-go. Just you're with your friends, you're in a car all day, making fart jokes, driving around, playing shows. It's, I don't know, and meeting people and traveling. I think it's just the whole experience just kind of got me right off the bat. Mm-hmm. And now it's a lot different than it used to be. Before, we would make no money on tour. There'd be days where I just wouldn't be able to eat, or we wouldn't be able to afford gas. And I was like, this sucks. But now we're fine. Now it's a lot different. But
yeah, you're doing quite well for yourself now.
Yeah, we do.
Do you have a fancy tour bus now?
No, I'll never take a tour bus.
You never take a tour bus?
No.
Why?
I think that it's a waste of money. Even though everybody that takes tour buses is going to contest that and be like, oh, well, actually, it makes a lot of sense. No, it doesn't. And the thing is, too, is with tour buses, they drive through the night. So any sort of, hanging out that you could possibly do in a city gets cut off at a certain time, which I'm not really, down for. I like to meet people and I like to hang around. So I think it just turns it into something very different that I don't like very much. So
I hear you.
Yeah.
Mac, I really appreciate you stopping by at WFUV. We are big fans of your music, and you seem like a real swell guy.
God bless you.
Thank you. So are you religious, or is that
No,
just...
it's just something that I say. I don't know why.
Okay, God bless. All right, thank you. As a parting gift for you, I offer up a guest DJ pick. Whatever you want to play, I'll play you out with that track.
We're going to play Arrow Right Through Me by Paul McCartney. It's a Paul song that I wasn't aware of till a couple weeks ago. It's got a crazy horn part. Paul's singing his heart out. It's a great track. You're going to love it, I promise.
All right. Yeah. With my thanks to Mac DeMarco, his new record, Another One, is out. Arrow Through Me by Paul McCartney and Wings, the guest DJ pick of Mac DeMarco, our guest on today's FUV Live. Another One is his latest album, and it's out now. You can catch him at Bowery Ballroom tonight, Webster Hall tomorrow, Music Hall of Williamsburg on Wednesday, and he'll be at Warsaw on Thursday. You can listen and watch today's show, along with many other exclusive conversations and performances in the FUV Vault at WFUV.org. This session was engineered by Ben Carbone and produced by me, Elisa Ali. Thanks so much for listening. This is 90.7 WFUV in New York.